should just make a weird face.
Do it. Do it. Just stay like that. Just wait. It's happening. And we're live. Very nice, Bill. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to our live show. Today is September 23rd. We got a cool live show. We're going to jump into our topic in just a second. Just a second. Just a second. We're going to be talking about Operation Ironclad, which I just came back from, guns, gear, and a couple other cool things. But first, we got some awesome promotions going on for you guys. Right now, we have the coupon code Ironclad, which will give you 21.5% off, which can be used with our current sniper giveaway. The way that works is every order you make on airsoftgi.com or gitactical.com, you get a passcode and you get a chance to win free stuff. For example, Mr. Rodriguez from Florida just won a WE Scar H MK17 SSR AEG. That is a badass airsoft sniper. Wow. That is great. So he just won that. There's a lot of other great prizes. So people are making their orders and they're entering their passcodes, and he just won that a few days ago, so I wanted to mention it. So big shout out to you, man. I hope you enjoy that gun. That should be getting to you very soon.
I'm slightly jealous.
I'm super jealous. That gun's awesome.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I'm ridiculously jealous.
Yeah, that's the, if you guys aren't familiar, it's the Scar H variant, so it's the bigger 308
the barrel, it's like this long.
Yeah, super sick. So yeah, just if you don't want it, just send it this way. You know, me or Bill will take it. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I could compliment my M16, so.
Oh, yeah, that works. Other cool stuff we have going on is we have a gear up sale happening this Saturday at GI Tactical on the East Coast. So if you guys are on the East Coast, that's at our walk-in store. It's going to be 23% off and heavy discounts on select brands. So crazy that we can't even mention right now. So you guys have to go to the store to check it out. And then also we have Bob's Rebel Training Camp happening on October 4th, the weekend after. So if you guys sign up at the store at GI Tactical, you get a free bag of BBs too. But we also have a lot of other good promos going on. We don't want to take too much time, so check the link in the description of this video, and you can check out all our promotions. We actually have a couple epic Facebook giveaways going on, so check that just link to the descriptions in the description, and you have a chance to win free stuff, and you don't want to miss out on everything.
Good job. I think that was actually 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was awesome. But our topic today is Ironclad. I just came back from that, so I'm going to recap that a little bit.
And I'm still super jealous. That area AO looked awesome.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Operation Ironclad was ran by American Milsim, and this was our first American Milsim event, and it was amazing. The facility we were playing at was Camp Shelby, which is a training facility out in Mississippi. So it was hot and it was humid. It was insane. Like, the amount of hydration we had to do was crazy. And Bob, I give Bob so much props because he was out there rocking his PTS LM4 the entire weekend with, I think it was at least 8 magazines. And so if you guys,
I think he told me like a day earlier he was going to be running 12.
It could have been that many.
I think he might have had that many, because really did, dude. That is a lot of weight.
Picked up his plate carrier, and it was so heavy that I was like, I couldn't even believe that he was running around with that much weight.
No, fun to think about is because those mags are slightly heavier than like a real fully loaded AR mag. Now just imagine that with 2 level 4 SAPI plates in them. Could you imagine that?
That's so much weight.
Props to those guys overseas. That's what I have to say.
No, absolutely, 110% there. But yeah, the event was great. The training facility was kind of like a mount town, and I do say town because there were like so many buildings out there that there was just like a full-on. There's like roads and there's streets.
Yeah, I saw some of the satellite images of it, and it was there was a whole like main street it looked like, and then. Because that main building was like, what, how many stories tall? That big old round one?
So the main objective was a mosque. It was this built mosque, and it was, I think, 3 stories tall. And the cool thing was there was actually tunnel systems that went completely under the entire city.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there were tunnel systems that I looked at, and I never had a chance to go into because it was very physically exhausting, and I didn't want to go down under a tunnel for 2 hours. And
do more push-ups and then go next time.
Yeah, definitely next time for sure. But yeah, there was a full tunnel system. So my team Cost. So the way American Milsim works is there are 2 factions or 2 teams. There's Cost and then there's UFS. Me and Bob were on the Cost team, and we were defending the city from the onslaught of the UFS. So we actually started inside the city, and they came in from the tree line, which was super epic and dramatic, and they actually were so aggressive that they took a lot of the city very, very early on. And then so for the majority of the battle was we were trying to hold this mosque, and they were coming from all angles and all sides, and they were just throwing everything they had at us, and they were trying to flank us, and it was just epic, epic firefights.
I am very jealous, actually.
Yeah.
Would my gun have come in handy?
There was a point where I was actually thinking that I wish I had a longer gun, like yours.
Range.
Yeah, because there was a point where we were fighting at the big mosque, and then there was this big skinny tower that went up, I think it was at least 4 or 5 stories tall. And it was a really skinny tower. It was probably like, I want to say maybe like 8 feet by 8 feet. So like just...
It looks like one of those... feels like the best way to describe it is in Black Hawk Down. Remember when it's like 5 in the morning and the guy starts that record player of like the...
Yes, yeah, it was just a straight skinny tower, and that was it. And there was only enough room for like a ladder to you get up, and there's like a few windows. So for a while we were just defending the mosque, and then that tower was closed off, and then I guess it opened from game control or something like that. And then one of our COs, the commanding officers, came up to me and Bob, was like, "Hey, you guys want to get in the tower?" And we were like, "Sure." And so they unlock it, and we go up to the tower, and then so Bob stops like at the second or third floor, and I go all the way up, and I'm at the highest point of the entire AO. Wow. I can see 360 degrees all the way around me, and it was amazing. And I got a bunch of good footage that we'll definitely show you guys later on. But there was a point when I got up there, like I had angles on guys obviously on top of the rooftops, and they were shooting at guys at our mosque, and guys just moving left and right. And for about 20 minutes, nobody knew I was up there because nobody knew that there was fire coming down, and there was, you know,
I feel like that would have been awesome to have the
Polar
Star Sniper,
or like your M16, or that, you know, SSR we were talking about,
something with like a long barrel, accurate. I can't talk. More accurate,
more range and more accuracy. Yeah.
So, wow.
But yeah, no,
slightly jealous.
That tower was amazing, and it was actually like pretty physically challenging just trying to get up there because the ladders. There was ladders, and like the holes were kind of small. Just like try to squeeze in there with all the tack gear.
Wait, was it one of those ladders with like the guard around it, or was it like just an open ladder?
It was just an open ladder, and it was against the wall. But each at the top there was like a grate that opened.
Okay, and so you could like get out and be like, all right.
Yeah. So there's different levels that you can take a breath. Yeah. Got it. It was an amazing event. It was so much fun. Big shout out to American Milsim for having us come along. It was so much fun. One of the things that I loved about the American Milsim event, that for the way they had the evolutions and the game setup, is that it's not just like a couple-hour games, then they take a break, and then a couple-hour games. Day one on Saturday, there was a total of 11 hours of gameplay. So the way it works is the first game started, I believe, at like 9:30, and then lasted for 6 hours, non-stop. 6 hours of non-stop Airsoft. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. I was so happy. And so obviously you don't have to play for 6 hours. You know, I went back to the car a couple times and reloaded and got water and stuff like that. Yeah, and ate, and you know, all that stuff.
Here's my main question: did Bob throw up?
Bob did not throw up.
Good.
Bob was a trooper.
I'm gonna give him a firm handshake.
Firm handshake indeed. So the first game on Saturday was 6 hours long, and then you take a 3-hour like lunch break, which is definitely needed.
Yeah, I can imagine that's the time where you're just like,
yes, yeah, absolutely. And then after that, there was a 5-hour game until midnight. So there were people out there with like flashlights and night vision.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say, did people have were people like Sam Fisher going?
Yeah, there were people with like actual night vision, and that was really cool. And then after that, Saturday night, you know, everyone gets the much needed rest. On Sunday, there's another 5-hour game. Did you guys play it all like during like the night a little bit? Like got some nighttime in? We actually didn't do any of the night games just because we were so physically tired, and then we had to, you know, reload all the cameras and charge all the batteries and stuff like that.
I don't know if I'd want to if everyone else had like night vision and stuff. You just walk and be like, hit, and I can't see anything. Yeah, no, I heard it was a lot of fun. I heard it was frustrating at one point because there was a squad up on a roof with like night vision and polar stars. Oh, come on.
Yeah, and they were just wrecking people for a while.
That sucks.
So I was definitely bummed that I didn't get a chance to play it. Like, I would have loved just to try it out.
Yeah, night vision definitely an advantage. I remember years ago I played a night game at a local field, and there were some actual like active duty Marines, and like they were wearing their stuff, and the guy said, "Oh, I brought my night vision. You want to look through it?" And I'm like, "Sure, I've never looked through night vision before." Pitch black look, and I was like, "Okay, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen." You can see everything crystal clear, and then you move it, and you're like, and it's pitch black.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's really
is
unreal. I've only used actual night vision once. Well, I don't want to say used. I was looking through a buddy's for like 5 minutes, and it was that same experience.
Well, yeah, also like the stuff you can get as a civilian is not even like the stuff that they have in the military. Like,
I can't even imagine.
Because the one I looked through was the Gen. I think they're up to 4, or they might be working on 5. Anyway, it was the Gen 4, which you cannot buy if you're a civilian. You only get, I think, like Gen 1 and 2, maybe 3, because I've seen you can get night vision at Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, cool, it's a couple grand.
Yeah. So
yeah, I can imagine that. That'd suck trying to play at night. And you're like, oh, I'm so cool, I got all my stuff. You keep getting shot, and it's like some dude up there with night vision, like, sup, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, the event was really cool. One of the rules for American Milsim events is that if you're a rifleman, if you have like a normal M4 or AK or something like that, you have to go on semi-auto only.
Love it.
Which is really cool, and what made the dynamic of the game very interesting and a lot more challenging because, you know, instead of just 30 BBs a second with everybody, you know, everyone's just this is on semi, you know. And what I did was I actually broke out of my comfort zone because usually I go with like lightweight, small M4s quick. I decided to take my Crytek LMG out there. Now, the LMG, since it's classified as a SSW or support weapon, I had the ability to go full auto, which was great.
Yeah, I can imagine when there's a lot of people just like, ha 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 ha, just sitting there on in a window.
And that's essentially what happened because, like, at the beginning of the game, I started on a rooftop and I moved to a couple different rooftops, and like I would get some incoming fire from a distance when they were attacking from the tree line at first, and it's like semi. I was like, here we go, Crytek LMG, you know. And there was a couple of good moments where I mowed a couple guys down like really quick.
As Bob would say, highly acceptable.
Very acceptable. I'm sure he would agree. And what was really fun about it is because you had that dynamic of riflemen had to be semi-auto and the support weapons could actually suppress, that there were moments that I would actually pin guys down that, like, if I was in a firefight, because I did switch to my M4 later on, like when I was in firefights from building to building, it was like semi-auto, you know, ducking back and forth and trying to hit each other, and I could see the guy would try to be aggressive and, you know, keep fire on me too. When I had my LMG out there and he's shooting semi at me and I just, you know, unloaded a stream of full auto, they didn't shoot back. I can imagine what's really nice about it is you can actually, like,
there are actual functions within a squad, whereas like some of the games where it's like, okay, everyone can go full auto. Well, what's the point of having a saw or something along those lines? So actually, I feel like that adds another layer of kind of realism to it, where it's like, okay, you need to give us covering fire so we can move up and try and take the building. So it adds another level, another dimension to the gameplay.
And that's exactly what it did. And I think it was a smart move, and I think it was very successful because there were times where it was like, all right, hey, my teammates are moving. Daniel, you sit there and suppress. I was like, okay. And so there'd be like, I'm looking at a building, and there'd be like, you know, a couple windows and a couple walls where bad guys would pop around. And I'd just go suppress one. And like what I would intentionally do when you're suppressing, you know, obviously you're trying to shoot the guy, but the main point of suppressing is to make the other guy duck down and not return fire to you. I would intentionally aim at like the wall or the window that they were hiding behind. So when the BBs would hit it, it would be like, and you know, they know they're getting shot at, and it's just, it sounds devastating, so they duck down.
And I can imagine, like, if you do a burst and you're kind of doing it at more random intervals, the guy's gonna be like, okay, I'm really not gonna like stick out my head because I don't know when the next volley is coming at me.
Exactly. And so what I would do is, like, when my teammates would move up, let's say there was like 2 windows and 2 walls that, you know, different guys would pop out of at different times. You know, I'd come up and I'd go burst at one, burst at another, burst at another, and burst at another. And then I'd cycle around all of them. So I'm constantly suppressing all 4 points where these different guys would potentially pop up. Now, the point of doing that is suppressing. So now, hopefully all 4 of those guys are ducking behind those walls to be safe, so they're not returning fire. And if they're not returning fire at me, that means my guys in the open can move out. And so that was the dynamic that was created by giving, you know, the support weapons the full auto ability and taking the rifleman's ability to go only semi-auto only. And that's also, you know, I would say as a tip, how you suppress a guy or suppress, you know, for your team. You know, you don't just want to suppress at one guy. If you know there's a couple different points where the bad guys would pop up, you know, burst there, burst there, burst there, burst there, burst there, and then so all of them know they're getting shot out at the same time, and hopefully they all duck down. And so, you know, it was really effective. It really helped out.
Wow.
Foxtrot, Foxtrot 4327 is asking what camo did you guys use? We were on COS, so COS was green camo, and so we actually went OD, which was cool. I used the Crytek LMG, and I had a Lancer JPC the entire weekend, and it worked great. You know, I was so happy with that. Yeah.
So all OD.
Yeah.
I like solid colors.
It was a pretty cool loadout.
Well, from the pictures I saw on that you guys put up on Instagram and stuff like that, the olive drab looked like a pretty good, and I feel like it might have worked relatively well in those environments. And like it mainly was green. I didn't see too much like brown or other colors.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe the OD probably worked out relatively well.
It worked out okay. I would say I think like a tan I think would have been more effective, but green definitely did help out as well.
Or what about a glacier gray or whatever those?
The wolf gray?
Yeah,
I think that would have been perfect.
There's like 50 different types of like gray from 50 different companies. So because those buildings all looked like they were concrete, weren't they?
Yeah. Most of them were concrete, I believe so. But yeah, it was a great event. And then so I think the other thing we want to talk about for our topic is like I dramatically broke away from my comfort zone. You know, I went with an LMG and I ran a pistol because I had to. And I actually borrowed Bill's Serpa holster, which thank you very much for that. And it worked great. I'm kind of now a believer back in leg holsters because the Blackhawk Serpa holster worked so well. So my question to you, Bill, what would you say is your style of play that is in your comfort zone? And then what kind of things would you do that would take you out of that comfort zone that you wouldn't do?
Well, mine is kind of more heavyweight, long range, long games. I guess probably out of my comfort zone would be going to like Tech City or something like that. Or
CQB.
Running something CQB and really high speed. I mean, I would probably want to like do a slower transition, not just jump right into it because I'd be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Start out with maybe a pistol shotgun only night, something at close quarters, where I can get used to like, okay, so this is how you operate and so, and then maybe move into something where I'm like, all right, get short barrel rifle and then just run around really quick because you've seen me, I'm not the fastest guy there is, so I'd have to probably become a little bit faster to try CQB, but I kind of want to try it at some point, but I definitely want to do a shotgun pistol night. I'll have to
fun.
I'll have to buy a tri-shot or something like that at some point and just go.
Yeah, those are definitely a lot of fun. And I think this weekend kind of opened up my mind because when I play, you know, I kind of have like a certain mindset of like lightweight, CQB, fast, quick, you know, agile and stuff like that. But like I had so much fun with that Crytek LMG, just and you know that gun was heavy. The way I set it up, I had a flashlight, I had a camera on it, I had EOTech replica, a holosight on there, I had a 3,500 round box mag on
which is essentially just carrying around a bag of BBs on the gun.
And so this gun was at least 10 pounds plus compared to like my super lightweight guns that I usually go for. And so I had this thing and like I had a blast with it. And even with the pistol too, you know, I had that Serpa holster and like I drew my pistol a couple times, which really helped out. You know, I'm thinking that like I need to try different styles of gameplay. I'm actually kind of considering now, you know, like the LMG I have, which is a lot of fun, but the next thing I don't have that I saw Bob rocking with was a gas blowback rifle.
Yeah, that's something I've kind of been wanting to try and invest in a little bit, but it's just, for me, it's the cost of mainly magazines. I don't mind getting the rifle. It's the fact that I just think about like, oh man, I have to spend a lot on magazines.
Yeah.
And like I already have a lot, and I've spent so much money on my M16 I have now that I'm like, that's a lot of money to spend.
Yeah. But see, but
I really want to try it. So maybe at some point I'll just see if someone will let me maybe borrow one for a day and see how I like it. And if I really do like it, then be like, all right, maybe I could sell some stuff and get something that's better in summer.
Yeah. And I think for me, the fact that like I finally tried something a little bit different than I was used to, like it opened up a new avenue of fun for me. Like it almost like refreshed my love of airsoft because it's like, you know, Bob plays all gas blowbacks almost all the time, and it's just like I haven't tried doing that, and it's just it looks like so much fun that maybe airsoft, in my mind, you know, I try to be as competitive as possible, get the edge over, you know, my opponents, but like maybe I shouldn't have to focus on that so much. Maybe I should go out there and just have a good time and just you know rock around with the gas blowback rifle and stuff like that. So. You know, I don't know if you guys have, you know, a set way that you guys like playing, but I would definitely recommend try something a little bit different. You know, try a bolt action sniper rifle or do.
That's actually something I kind of wanted to try and do is like do like a fully upgraded bolt action and go out there and try one game as like a sniper. Well, in reality, you can't really be a true sniper because all guns have close to the same amount of range, but do of more like. Maybe a larger event where you're doing more reconnaissance, you're sneaking around, you're trying to relay to your team, all right, this is where they're actually at, because you got that long-range scope where you can see what's going on far away.
Yeah. If you guys do go to like a Milsim event, that is one place where I would say you can be more of a sniper or of a long-range guy because like American Milsim, for example, their rules is if you're a bolt-action sniper, not a semi-auto DMR, if you're a bolt-action sniper rifle, your gun can shoot 550 FPS. That's a big advantage, and that's a lot more range where you can actually take advantage of that compared to somebody else.
Especially if you've done like all of those like little mods, like you did an ER hop on your barrel or something like that, and you're running the correct length and you're running the right weight BBs and all that stuff. You can really make an impact.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so their other rule is if you have a DMR DMR rifle, which is an AEG that is mechanically switched to semi-auto only, that can shoot 450 FPS.
Okay, so it's a little bit more than your rifleman.
So it's still an advantage. And there was actually a point where a DMR did take me out, and because I got shot and I was watching him play afterwards. Guy had a scope and it was semi-automatic only, and he actually took me out because we were in a direct engagement, and it was still within the range of my AEG, but it took me a few shots to get my shots where it needed to be, and by that time he gave me a perfect headshot, and so like that was an advantage for him. And so for like these Milsim events, if you have a DMR or a sniper, you do have an advantage. You do have extra range and accuracy compared to like another rifleman, which is really, really cool. But yeah, so I would definitely say I definitely recommend try something out of your comfort zone. If you guys have been playing Airsoft for a while, try pistols, try shotguns, try gas blowbacks. I got my first LMG, so I'm probably going to be rocking that for a little while, which is going to be a lot of fun. Just heavy support weapon and not so aggressive running around and just sitting back and just suppressing like crazy. So I'll probably be doing that for a while, and maybe next on my list is a gas blowback rifle, so might have to talk to Bob about that one.
Probably.
But we also got a lot of new products for you guys, so I think we're going to jump into that.
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's actually start with this, which isn't technically a new product.
Yeah, not a new product, but
go ahead.
If you guys follow our Facebook, we have started doing these Facebook giveaways, and this week's giveaway is going to be the SOCOM Gear 1911 in OD. Now, the cool thing about this is it feels really solid, and I've actually gone out in the back and I tested it to make sure it works. Thing actually very solid and a very nice 1911. I'm a big fan of 1911s in terms of real steel. I used to own a Wii long time ago, and I traded it out for a KWA, and now I have the Stark Arms, and I'm just kind of all over the place when it comes to pistols. But this one's really very solidly built, and the paint on this is actually very, very nice. And the other thing I like about it too is it comes with a retention lanyard, which most of the time you have to buy these things separate, but it's got a very solid, like it shuts very solid.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Bill about this right before the show started. I've seen dozens of these, working at the retail store for the last 2.5 years, and this one, for some reason, seems like it's a different batch because the finish on it is a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
And it just has a nice, like, crisp slide to it. So
yeah, very crisp.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure. I feel like it's just a different batch that, we maybe did a little bit better job with this one. But if you guys want to win this gun, no purchase necessary. Like Bill said, check out the Facebook page, and you can have a chance to win. So definitely don't want to miss out on that.
All right.
But we got some other cool new products that we just got in here at Airsoft GI. We'll start with some of the smaller accessories first. Bill, what do you got there?
I have the Vulcan V12 HPA engine.
For M-Force.
M-Force, excuse me, sorry. What this is a different alternative to the HPA systems. We've been seeing a lot of stuff coming out, and this is the Vulcan version of it. It retails for, where's that, $449.99. And if I didn't Mark say it has uses lights, I think, to...
So this one's programmable.
Yeah, programmable. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not the most familiar with HPA systems overall. But I know you have to program them and everything like that. From what I've been told is this one's a little bit easier to program compared to other models out there on the market. And it also includes a... Let me pull it up from the box. Oh, man. Whew. So you've got your valve, or what do you call that thing?
Valve, I believe, yeah.
Valve?
Just for the line and the rig.
Oh, and it comes with the Maple Leaf Monster bucking. Oh, and it also does have the RTX nub in there. Let me see what you can see. It's got, there's the nub and there's the, it's super bright. But it comes with the bucking and the nub, that's actually a nice little touch that they threw in there too.
So with these HPA systems, I'm really glad that more of them are starting to come out because they perform absolutely great. But we had a chance to shoot one of the other ones that was actually already pre-built off a Combat machine, and that thing just ripped. I think we set it to like 25 or 30 BBs.
There's one where I think in the video, Mark, it actually looks like the BBs are going back into the barrel because it was going so fast.
Yeah, it was just an optical illusion. But yeah, these systems are really cool, and I like that there's more of them coming out too. And like Bill was saying, this one is programmable a little bit more. So check this out if you guys want a super competitive AEG on the market. HP, I should say, on the market. But we also got some scopes in from NC Star.
Yeah, let me grab those guys.
These scopes are actually nice because they are variable zoom scopes, so you have the magnification of 1.2. What? Thank you very much. 1.124 magnification. And what's nice about these is these are actually very affordable. We've seen a lot of other scopes like this on the market. And traditionally I've seen the price like $100, $120, $150, maybe a little bit higher. These are actually retailing at about what is it, $80, which is really nice. Function wise, it's going to work great. This is from NC Star, so remember that it's designed for real steel guns, but it's going to work great for airsoft as well.
Very good eye relief on it.
That was the one thing I was impressed at, that the 1.1 zoom is like very minimal zoom, so you can almost use it as like a red dot in itself. Yeah, go for it. And then you can quickly zoom it in. Yeah, that's actually very clear. That's good.
Yeah, and I'm probably got, what, that 5 inches away from the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. So really good eye relief on these things, and that's the one gripe I've had with a lot of scopes, is that the eye relief on them sometimes just sucks.
They are illuminated, as you can see.
Ooh, shiny.
Shiny is always good.
Let me see. Oh, wait, I found a cooler color. Oh, wait, I win.
I like red.
I like blue.
I like red.
Blue is pretty cool. Okay. But yeah, okay, enough of the colors. What I do like about it is the eye relief. And the thing is, I'm looking for a new scope for my M16. It's a little bit easier eye relief, so I'm not doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do this all the time with my current scope. So this actually might be a very good option to look at, because I like the 1 to 4. Probably for the most part, I just keep it in 4 just for sheer ease. But very nice scopes for the money, and NC Star is designed for real steel, so I don't think you have to worry about bumping it and it falling or anything like that, so that's cool.
Here's the other feature that I like that NC Star put the forethought into, is that this is the adjustment knob.
Oh, I hadn't even taken that off to look at it. That's very nice.
So this may not be a super big deal. I really like it, but what this is this is a little turn dial that you can click, if you guys can hear it click. But if you notice, is you don't need a tool. A lot of times you need a flathead, or I'll use like a dime or something like that to adjust the windage and elevation, which sucks if you're in the middle of the game and like it's not on site and you want to, it's not zeroed in, you want to adjust a little bit. But what I'll do is, like on one of my scopes, it's the similar setup. I'll leave the caps in my pocket, and then when I go play, if it's not dead on, it's just click, 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 good to go. So that's really nice, definitely worth the money there.
Yeah, you know what I do sometimes if I don't have a penny or a dime? I use the cap that's covering it to get leverage on and try and turn it.
That makes sense. That's actually a good idea too.
But yeah, these are very nice. I like NC Star's scopes and stuff like that. I just like eye relief. That's what I'm more about.
Well, I think this will be good for if you want to be a sniper, or if you just have like an outdoor gun, that will work great. You could, in theory, use it for CQB as well, because it's 1.1.
Yeah, because it is 1 point, so you could use it technically. You could do it as just both eyes open. It might be slightly distorted, but nothing that you can't really handle.
All right, why don't we take a look at some of the guns? So guns, this thing I was actually very impressed at. This is the new Lancer Tactical M4 Risk Evo in black. Why I'm impressed with this is because of the price, just straight up. This guy's going for $110. $110 for everything that you guys see here and more you can't see. So this is going to be a Lancer Tactical, so it is going to have the all-metal gearbox. The body is polymer that you guys are likely familiar with, that you've seen on the other Lancer Tactical guns. But this is actually a pretty solid rail system that you can add, all sorts of accessories. Flip up and down iron sights, battery charger, high cap included for $110. This, I would say, is probably one of the best options for beginner guns, because like the Lancer Tactical M4 with normal M4 handguard is like, I think, just $99.99.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But with this, you have a full rail system for all your accessories, and you have that really important crane stock to put the battery in there too.
And it is wired to the rear too. So
$110. This is a great starter setup out of the box.
You know what actually is, I'd probably use it for is I get it as a loaner gun. If I wanted to bring someone out with me and I'm like, I don't know if I trust you with something expensive yet.
Yeah.
Here's this.
No, absolutely a great loaner gun.
And actually, when we tested it at the back of the building, it shot very well. It was shooting, it was bouncing into the gutter, that's around, I want to say 200-ish feet. So
you guys are at the end of the building?
Yeah, behind the building.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So it had pretty good range on it too. I think we were using 2.3s.
Nice.
We had in it, and so it still had some good velocity. It shoots between 4 and 410, but the FPS was shooting in. I mean, it had pretty good range and relatively accurate too. So for $110, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like Lancer Tactical, when they first came out with their guns, it was like basic M4s and AKs for like $100. I felt like that started a new era for new players to get into Airsoft to make it more affordable. But with those guns, they were just basic. They were competitive out of the box, but that was just like internally. Now what they've done here is they give you the internal competitiveness, and now you have the external abilities. You can mount flashlights, lasers, grips, and all that stuff, and this thing looks legit. This thing is sick. Flip them down iron sights, you get like a basic red dot and a grip, man, you're good to go. $110, you can't beat that. Dope. What do you got there, Bill?
This is the Lancer Tactical's version of the M24 sniper rifle. Let me see if I can get it in here without punching in the face with the barrel.
Don't punch me in the face.
Scope doesn't come with it. I put that on there just because it actually looks slightly ridiculous with how huge this scope is. But another great one from Lancer. This guy's going for about, there's 4 different models. I think they range between about 100 and 140 bucks. You can get the bare bones one that doesn't come with anything. It's just the rifle. You got one that comes with a scope. You got one that comes with a bipod. And you got one that comes with both the scope and the bipod. So, and out of the box, thing's shooting about 460 to 470 FPS. And we were testing this one out behind our building we were using 3.0s. We were using KWA 3.0s. And it was going into the bushes. And that's about 250 feet at least.
250 feet for a $100 sniper rifle, solid.
I mean, and actually the bolt manipulation on it is very smooth too. And if you get the one that comes with a scope for I think it's about $140 for a scope and a bipod, you're ready to go right out of the box. I mean, whether you want to do plinking in your backyard or you want to try out sniping, it's another great option, because if you originally wanted to do more of a bolt action sniper, you had to start out with a JG Bar 10, which right there, I think that guy's 120-ish? I'm not sure, but then you'd have to dump a lot of upgrades into it, and you'd end up spending probably close to $300 to get it up there. And this one right out of the box, it's based off an M24. It's got the adjustable stock too, so if you got longer arms like me,
that's cool.
You can get a little bit longer. The bolt is very easy to pull back, and I mean, honestly, I kind of want to get one just for plinking in my backyard.
Well, you're talking about the bolt action sniper rifles. Yeah, that's definitely really fun.
Yeah, so definitely, if you're looking at a sniper rifle, definitely check them out. The Lancer Tactical M24s. I can't even keep the thing in frame. It's too long.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Nice.
And like I said, doesn't come with the scope, comes with a different one. I put this one on here because A, it looks ridiculous, and B, the one it came with, I didn't want to scratch up or anything like that. Yeah. So,
but it does come with scope package if you want to go with that one, or bipod. So there are
bipod only, or if you just want to get it, just rifle itself, you can get it that way too.
And then get the NC Star scope. Yeah,
there you go. Get what's this one? This one's a leaper. Get this leaper scope.
Actually, my personal scope is a leaper scope. I do like leapers, UTG scopes. Those are some of my personal favorites.
Oh yeah, those are good.
But we're coming down to the last 15 minutes of our show, so we'll jump into questions and shoutouts. I have been reading some of the stuff on there, so I know you guys have been dying for shoutouts and questions, so go ahead and spam that stuff. Don't spam.
Bad word, Daniel. Bad word.
But yeah, go ahead and put your questions and shoutouts. This first one I'm going to answer is from Poop Guy. Great name. Do you guys still have the Lancer Tactical MK18 under 350 in stock? I don't know at the moment. I can check for you really quick and see if I can find it. But that's actually one of the cooler Lancer Tactical MKs, in my opinion, too. That's a shorter version than the one we just showed you. That's your MK18 Airsoft gun. And then the one he's asking for is the under 350. There's a version that shoots around 400, so it's nice that they give you both versions. The under 350 is out of stock at the moment, but we're hopefully going to try to get that in the near future for you guys. Somebody was asking, I don't know where it went, when is our next event? We actually have 2 events coming up. The next event we have coming up is, we have a sale happening at GI Tactical this Saturday. After that, we are going to have Bob's Rebel Training Camp happening on October 4th at X Zone in Chesterfield, Virginia. So if you guys are on the East Coast, that event, the way that one is set up is it's designed for newer and younger players, but everyone is welcome to join. A majority of the game, a big part of the game is going to be just airsoft gameplay, just going at it and having a great time. But there's also going to be training sessions where we're having actual military and law enforcement guys come out and teach tactics. They're going to teach basic stuff like teamwork and communication, squad movement and stuff like that too. And these are from legit guys. It's not just like other airsofters. I've never been in the military, so I am no means qualified to train anything like that. But working with law enforcement and military guys over the past few years, we have some guys that are coming out that are going to teach you guys some awesome tactics. So if you guys, if you guys are on the East Coast, we still have tickets available. That's really bright.
Yeah, it's really bright because of the lighting.
That's strange. I can hold it like that.
It's because the light isn't.
Yeah.
Haha. Oh, there you go. I saw a really good question I liked. It was, let's see if I scroll up. Mash.
Well, let me finish really quick.
Okay, keep going.
The event we have coming up is going to be on October 25th at GamePod in Northern California. That's going to be a zombie game for Halloween. It's going to be a zombie game. This is going to be one of the first zombie games that we've done in a while. So we're really excited for this one because GamePod is an amazing event and it's going to be Halloween time, and who doesn't love zombies? So that's also up on our website. Both those events are up on our website right now under the game events and mystery box section. So check them out if you guys are on the West Coast or East Coast. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I just saw it. It was anyway. The question is, I want to at least say.
Wait, here's a good gun. Kang 2999. What is a good DMR base gun? Our technicians prefer Echo One M16 Platinums. That is one of the best base guns for customs. They would recommend that personally. That's what we use for DMR base guns.
Okay. It was. I think it said it was Paul Tran, and it was the question was Blue Force Gear 10 speeds or high speed gear tacos.
Both great pouches. I right now am rocking a Blue Force Gear chest rig, which I absolutely love. The Blue Force Gear will give you the ability to be super lightweight, and you can put different pouches in there, but you don't have the modularity and the options of the tacos. The tacos can fit a lot more, a wider array of equipment that even exceeds the pouch itself, just because it'll stretch out. But the tacos are a little bit heavier. So I would say if you're getting the pouches and like you're only going to use like M4 mags, go with the Blue Force Gear because it's super lightweight. But if you want a pouch that is modular, you can put like a Thunder Bee, or if you want to put like an M4 mag one game and an AK mag or G36 on another game, then go with the Taco. Both amazing pouches.
I'm gonna say tacos because tacos rule.
Tacos are delicious. Tacos are delicious. Let me try to do some shout outs because I've been seeing a bunch. Stay classy, Airsoft. You stay classy. Shout out for you. What else? Shout out for Jason Murray. Shout out approved.
Shout out for East Coast operators.
Nice. How about this one, Bill? Let's get a shout out for this guy.
Shout out to Wozy Films.
Nice. Okay, what else?
You know that Airsoft GI giveaway video? That was me doing that voiceover with my really deep, like, the Airsoft GI sniper giveaway. I just tried to Dirty Harry. That was the voice I was going for.
Awesome. There's a question. It just disappeared. Saying what is the range on the G700? I would say to 200 to 300 feet.
Probably, yeah.
If you don't believe us, go to Airsoftology's website. Jonathan Higgs has a great YouTube channel called Airsoftology, and he got a G700 and he did his own review. It's just third party, he just says whatever he wants, and he has a couple confirmed kills at 200 to 300 feet on video, on camera. So if you don't believe me, go watch it. That thing is awesome. Shout out for Ryan Gludge. I hope I pronounced that right.
Gludge.
Shout out for the Grab Solstice. Shout out for the Everyday Airsofter. Hey, if that's your name, I hope you play Airsoft every day. That's a requirement of your name.
If you don't, then you're just lying.
I know. Shout out for Travis Dilbert. Shout out for ECO Airsoft team and for East Coast operators. We love you guys.
East Coast operators.
Okay, awesome. Very good. Who else do we have? Shout out for Lovenberg. Shout out to Connor Stacy. And the Assassin! The Assassin. All in caps, so he's yelling. Fog Airsoft is asking if there's ever going to be a store in Seattle. We currently don't have any plans to have a store in Seattle. We are still working on a store in Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That should be coming soon. I can't say anything else about it, so please don't ask. Yeah. Okay, this guy's asking a question. Bill, you want to go with this one?
Is the Elite Force 4CRL a good gun?
That's from Juan.
From Juan. I'm not going to even try to pronounce your last name. I'm horrible at pronouncing things. Personally, yes. It's OEM'd by VFC, which, if you know VFC, they are rock-solid guns. I mean, I have an Echo 1 Platinum, which is a VFC. But definitely, it's actually, I do like that one, the styling of it. It just, the lines. I like the lines. But yes, no, very solid gun. If that's one you're looking at, I highly recommend it. It's going to be a very good gun. Yeah, try pronouncing this.
Shout out for
No, it went away. I can't find Revoluziona.
I would agree with you on the 4CRL. When people ask me, like, should I buy this gun or this gun, I usually have two answers. One is, like, just get it, or I'd be like, maybe also consider X, Y, and Z for that price range. 4CRL, just get it. If that's what you're looking at, just get it. You'll be happy. Let's see, what else do we got? I'm getting some, Texas. I can't wait for Texas. That's going to be fun. I'll be there for a little while. So hopefully we can do some, like, meet and greet. And I hear D14 is awesome in Texas. Very excited to go try out that field. Question from Travis is asking, is there ever going to be a limited edition 416? I don't know of a limited edition 416. I believe they're working on a tan version, which hopefully should be coming out. I believe that's right. But I don't know about a limited edition, and I don't know what it would make it, limited edition too. Jesse Patton is asking, what was my loadout for the LMG? Okay, so because it was like a mount facility, I knew there were some tunnels and some low light situations. So there's a picture of my LMG on Instagram, on our Airsoft GI Instagram, which is Airsoft GI DOTCOM, and it was posted a couple days ago. And so it was the LMG, and then I had a flashlight at the bottom, and then I had a contour camera on the top, so I can get action footage, and then an EOTech replica on the top, Crytek stock on the back, which I was able to fit 2 batteries in, which was nice because that stock is amazing, and then the box mag. That was the loadout for the gun, and then I had not a Cry, but a Lancer Tactical JPC. Because I had so much ammo, I actually didn't carry. I think I carried 1 extra M4 mag just in case. I carried a Thunder Beat just so I can huck it at people. And then besides that, I had water, and then instead of carrying a bunch of mags, I carried a bag of BBs, and that was it. So it was really basic. I had some hydration stuff with me and like a Cliff Bar for snacks. But yeah, that was my loadout. We'll probably do a tactical gearhead in the future.
I saw a shout out for so I didn't see who said it, but shout out for Merca.
Merca is awesome. Let's see. Roman's asking, is the Blue Force Gear chest rig, M4 chest rig good? I personally have that. My personal rig. I would recommend that. Yes, it is good. Buy it. What else do we have? Shout out, Bill?
Why are you giving me the ones I can't pronounce?
Because I can't
Bonsai Donzai Gaming. Your shout out is approved.
What about, well, we already did grab Solstice. We did a shout out for you. How about this one, Bill? Why don't you try to tackle that?
Pro Assassin Gaming. What is your most recommended gas blowback pistol? Thing is, it really depends on what is your style or what you personally like. My next purchase, I think I'm going to buy a KWA 1911. Mainly because in terms of comfort, the 1911 is one of the most comfortable pistols for me to personally hold. However, there's people that are going to be, M9 kind of people, or maybe you like the SIG style guns. I definitely look at some of the, like pretty much any of the KWA gas blowbacks you cannot go wrong with. But me personally, I like KWA 1911s. They're rock solid. And actually, if you compare the Mark 1 and 2, they're actually based off of a Kimber Custom 1911. So, fun fact right there. Let's see. What else do we got?
Okay, so Frank has been talking to me on the side, and we're currently working on another mystery box, and we want your guys' opinion in the last few minutes really quick, and then we'll try to do a few more shout-outs and questions. So the idea for this mystery box is going to be high risk, high reward. So the way this one's going to be set up is that we're going to have a huge monster box that where you can win an M82 Barrett, which is that crazy 50 cal sniper rifle, along with an OCW Echo 1 AK, a VFC gun, and an M&P full size. And we want your thoughts on this box, where the box itself would potentially be $250, which is definitely higher than a lot of our other mystery boxes, but you can win other great guns like the Crytek guns, 416 CQB, PTS Mega Arms.
You're going to talk about the quantities.
So we're going to have like 12 Crytek guns in there, 6 CRBs and 6 SPRs. The base for this one is going to be the APS UAR and Elite Force 1911. And what I mean by base is those are some of the ones that are a little bit higher quantity. So either way, you're still going to get like a good setup. But what do you guys think about this mystery box, where it is more expensive? One of the base guns is getting a UAR.
You only went through like a third of the hit
it's gonna take me. We're almost done. We got like 2 minutes.
We'll spend more time, man. Come on.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. We also have the Knights Armament SR25, the Tokyo Marui M80, M870. Thank you very much. We have PTS PDR. We have the VFC MK17, 416. I mentioned that before. Knights PDW.
Echo 1 Ohio Ordnance M1918.
Yeah, what do you guys think about a mystery box like that, where it is more expensive, but you have a chance of winning something super, super epic, but even like the base gun is going to be like an APS UAR and Elite Force 1911 together. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Go ahead and give us some of your thoughts, and then we'll ask some more, we'll answer a few more questions and shout out, and then we'll have to wrap up the show. Shout out from America. We already did that, America again, because they're so awesome. Shout out for Washington Airsoft. What else do we got? We did the. I've seen some repeats, so I hope you guys are watching and not just commenting. Any other questions? When you upgrade a spring from a 120 to a 170, what should you ensure to make sure nothing else breaks?
Everything?
Everything, I would say. A 170 is a super strong spring, so piston, gears, motor, bearings.
Even like any reversal latch.
Yeah, everything.
Literally, it's going to be everything.
Gearbox, honestly, you might actually want to get like a brand new gearbox, depending on what it is, too.
Yeah, depending on the brand.
It needs to be like a very reinforced gearbox.
Like a CNC aluminum or something like that.
If you're going to put a 170 spring, yeah, you're going to need a lot of stuff.
And also be very careful when putting it back together, because that's a heavy spring to be pushing in if you're inexperienced.
Definitely.
There you go. Frank said VFC mech boxes will hold.
So go with that. Shout out for a Delta 4. This is from Angelo asking, what is a good DMR for woodland gameplay? A good DMR, we were talking about before, the Echo 1 M16 Platinum is a great base gun, and then if you want to upgrade it from there.
I would know.
Tactical Thrasher, that's a cool name. Shout out approved. Shout out for the Poop Guy. Hey, Poop Guy. That one's pretty funny. We got a few more minutes. Actually, we're actually over minutes. So a few more questions and shout outs. Bill and Dan, do you guys like Pantech? And a shout out for my team, Ranger Operators. What do you think of Pantech?
I like Pantech stuff. It's actually pretty solid. I know it's a little bit on the pricier side. However, I'm a firm believer in you pay for what you get.
Yes, I would.
So, I mean, it's definitely going to be something I think you can drag through the brush and behind the bus, and it will still be good.
I would agree with that, too. It's always you get what you pay for, and Pantech is one of those companies where they're, like, really up there. All their stuff's made with 1000D core Duro, which means it's extremely durable. Most, if not all of their stuff is lifetime warranty. So, I mean, if you get it, it may be, like, the last knee pads you ever need or the last plate carrier you ever need. And a lot of the stuff is made here in America, too. So support America. I'm really looking forward to, they have a new plate carrier coming out called the Valhalla. I know it's starting to come out. It is an expensive plate carrier, but I'm considering picking it up because it's such a high quality. It's very low profile. And you can just, like, pull this tab, and the entire thing, like, breaks into, like, 2 halves. And, like,
okay, I think I remember seeing that one.
Yeah, so that one's really cool, too. Dora the Sniper, Bill ACOG, or ACOG, EOTech, or Aimpoint?
Depends on the rifle, but if it was like a long-range rifle, like my M16 or something like that, probably go ACOG.
I think I would generally go
ACOG with a red dot on top. There you go.
Nice, with the doctor sight. I'd probably go Aimpoint. That'd be my thing. Shout out for CA Gaming and Airsoft. Shout out Prove. Shout out for Willie Valdbia. I hope I said that right.
Valdivia.
And this will be the last question for the day. Dustin Clark is asking, favorite sidearm?
Right now, it's definitely my Stark Arms
G17?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's G18C.
G18, oh, because you got the full auto.
Yeah, it's the full auto
nice.
one. Yeah.
I'm a huge 1911 fan, so I have multiple 1911s, but recently at Ironclad, I took out my old school KWA G17.
That thing was pretty awesome, actually, when you let me shoot it.
Yeah, it has a PDI-01 in there, so it has a lot of range and accuracy, and that was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live show, and we'll catch you guys next week.
I gotta say one more shout out, though.
Do it.
Shout out to my friend Kenna. See you later.
Shout out approved. All right, you guys have a good week, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.